So, this is gonna be our first video of, my first rant. You're literally stealing ideas. What is wrong with you? Have you literally ran out of remixes to do or something? And is that the case here? I can't vent anymore? Is that, like, not my thing to do anymore? Can't, at least to start? Yep. Okay, yeah, definitely moving on from here. My first video with, my voice and everything. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit of rant of my English/reading teacher, Miss well, let's give her a name, Miss Bitch, I guess. Yeah, let's call her that. So my teacher, Miss Bitch, she, well, in the name, she's a bitch. So she's sort of a feminazi in a sort of a way that is, she believes that, from my understanding in school, because obviously she can't go out and say, hey, I'm a feminazi or I'm a feminist of some sort, but she says, like, earlier today, or not today, a couple days ago, right? She says, we're all talking and everything. We have a class where it's mostly all mixed, like, half of us are boys, half of us are girls type thing, which is surprising in a classroom like that. Usually it's majority boys or it's majority girls, and, sometimes some of the opposite, So, we're sitting there, all talking, and then she gets sick of it, right? And, I can get that. Sometimes talking, it can lead to too much, So she decides she is going to shut everybody up. Of course, what every teacher does. They can snap sometimes. I get that. I get that, Kids can be annoying sometimes. But it's the thing that really, like, confuses everybody in the class. She waits 5 precise seconds. And then she says, I'm sorry, girls, but these men just don't know how to shut their mouths. Mind you, it's not just us, the boys, who were talking. The boys and the girls were talking. Everybody was talking, There wasn't any certain gender of group of people that were just talking. It was everybody. Everybody was talking. Including myself. Everybody was talking. And, I mean, that's sort of what got me over the edge. Before then, about a week back, let's kind of rewind a week. I had missed about a week of school, right? And so, of course, I knew that I had makeup work for her, because every day we had a warm-up, right? Front and back and everything, little essay that you had to write down, circle answers and stuff, just the normal. So, at this point in time, she wasn't too, she was obnoxious, she was mean and everything, but not towards me too much. I really didn't pay much attention to her, nor did she towards me. So, I get my makeup work, and it was about 4 front and back pages of homework. I mean, yeah, it was a lot and everything, but, to make up my grades, it was worth it. So I spent my entire hub time. Now, if you guys obviously don't go to my school, hub time is a certain class where you get on the computer and read and write on the computer, or, like, read and do math stuff and everything like that. And it records how long you were on that website. And then that corresponds to the grade that you'll have for that class. I had to spend almost all of my time, plus the time away from me not being there for a week because of my asthma. So I was already failing hub, and then I still had to use even less of that. I had to use more of that time that I could have spent making up that grade to make up my English grade, right? 4 papers, front and back. At the end of the day, I end up getting finished with it in one period, in one class period, right? I go to her, in between classes, I go to her, I hand the papers to her, sign, like, my name and everything, the date, everything, right? I give it to her, everything's finished, everything's in tip-top shape. She says thank you, and then I go to my class. And then everything was normal, nothing too serious, nothing at all. Next day, I come to class. Of course, I go to her class for, I think, second period. And I go to her class, and I'm sitting there, I'm doing my warm-up. She calls my name. I'm like, okay, nothing too bad. I mean, I don't think I did anything wrong. I made up all my work and everything. Maybe she's pointing out some errors that I did. No. I go up to her desk, and she asks me, AJ, where are the 4 papers? And of course, I'm amazed, because I specifically remember giving it to her, and then she replies with, thank you. I told her, I looked her dead in the eye, and I said, I gave them to you yesterday. I mean, you even said thank you and everything. She was like, then she starts getting an attitude and stuff. I mean, you can tell me, hey, I don't remember this, or you didn't give them to me, or something like that, but that doesn't give you any reason to be rude about it, you know? Like, I'm not assuming that you lost it. I'm just saying I gave them to you. I'm telling you what I know and what I truthfully did. I gave them to you, or I gave them to Miss Bitch over here, and then she took them. She said thank you. That was the end of it. After that, she tries to put on me the fact that it was my responsibility after I gave them to her to do this, right? So, I mean, it just confuses me so much. And I'm like, she's like, okay, just go to your, just go to your locker, and just dig around all your stuff. I'm sure it's in all the rubbish in your locker. And I'm like, you haven't even seen my locker. How do you know if there's lots of stuff in there anyway? So, at this point, I already knew she was being, well, bitch in her name. She was just being, she had an attitude, okay? She had an attitude. You could tell she wasn't in the mood to be messed with, and I did not mess with her in any sort of way. I didn't play a joke on her. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk back to her. I was pretty polite. I mean, I got 20 other witnesses, which is my entire classmates. 20 witnesses. I was nice, I was polite, and everything. I mean, if you were in Miss Posey's class at this point in time, shout out to you guys. Put in the comments whether or not, I mean, was I being rude? I'm pretty sure I wasn't being rude. I mean, come on, man. So I go to her, I'm like, oh, well, I don't have them, and the entire time that I spent at my locker, I'm like, I already know that they're in her room and she just lost it, but she's trying to put it on me because she's too insecure about herself to tell me and apologize because she lost the papers that I gave to her. I mean, how stupid is that? You don't do that, okay? You don't, okay? That's not something that you do. I had to do the thing that really ticked me off so badly. She had to give me those 4 papers back, blank. It amazes me. And I had to redo all of those all over again. What? I mean, what? You lost them. I mean, look, I'm fine with doing the extra 4 papers if you lost them, but the thing is that really messes with my head is the fact that you could have at least said, oh, I must have lost it, could you please do it again? Instead, you blame it on me, saying that it's my responsibility that I should have kept up with it when I gave them to her. I gave them to her. It's so, oh my, it still just amazes me to this day. I mean, even though it wasn't that long ago, it still amazes me. And even today in class, we were going over one of our warm-ups, we were reading and everything, and it was about radio stations, and it was about public and local radio stations versus, like, you know, satellite radio, sort of like Sirius XM and stuff, right? So, me and this girl, we are sitting in there and we're like, wait a minute, the question was, how are the two alike? And we said, well, in the story it said, they're both, in a way, supported by the people who listen to the radio station. And we're like, okay, that has to be the answer, so we both circle it. Coming to find out, the teacher says it's wrong. right? Now, we were confused. We were like, but it says it right here. And we were being very polite about it. We're like, we saw it right here in paragraph 2, line 3 or whatever, right? She furiously stomps over to her stupid little computer, scrolls up to it, and just decides, and then everybody starts kind of looking, and they're like, yeah, it says it right here. And then she just goes off, right? Thinking, like, she just goes off. And I would show you guys a picture. I might have a picture right here. If not, then, you know, I'll replace it with another stupid picture that might be similar to her, if I can't get, you know, her normal picture. But, I mean, it just amazes me so much on how inconsiderate this teacher could be. When you teach a child, yes, they can sometimes be annoying. Usually they are annoying. But that gives you no right to just talk down to them, you know? I mean, yes, we're children, and yes, we need somebody to boss us around, but that doesn't mean that you need to talk down to us like we're puny and that you know everything and we know absolutely nothing. Because sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes the teacher is wrong and the student is right. Just sometimes. But she refuses to embrace in that. And so her new nickname for me is Miss Feminazi, okay? That's gonna be her new nickname. Miss Feminazi, if you're watching this, shout out to you, I guess. I mean, I guess these are some errors that I found. Don't have an attitude with your students, okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm venting. I had a bad day today, okay? And it's mainly because of you. Right? Just come on, man. Think of other people. I mean, the number one rule in school is treat people how you want to be treated. Do you want me to talk back to you half the time because I lost papers when they were my responsibility? I don't know. You know what? I'm still ranting here, but yeah. I'm gonna leave this episode right here. I think next episode I'm gonna rant about principal and vice principal. My vice principal, he's pretty cool. He was pretty cool this year. Last year though, you know, he wasn't too cool. But I might make another video on them. But shout out to Jackson Sinclair if you're watching this. Shout out to Stony Attaway, Nicholas Marriott, and Jordan Arshacil. Shout out to you guys. You guys kind of are giving me ideas and stuff about these videos, and hopefully Stony Attaway will be able to help me with designing animations and everything instead of this all Call of Duty and, you know, Overwatch gameplay crap, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I kind of want to be sort of like the odd ones out or grade A under A type people. Anyway, you know what, I'm rambling, I'm going down rabbit holes. See you guys later, have a nice day.